Hello, thank you for joining me. You may have seen my last video where we were at the site of the former Leek railway station. Well, we're approximately half a mile south now on the track bed, passing through rather attractive countryside. Got fields on one side and there is, through the trees, the golf course on the other. So this is the section which will hopefully soon be reopened by the Churnet Valley Railway. Now it looks like it was originally double track formation, and it's the plan is, I believe, to open it as single track so it can still be used as a footpath and the trains can use the other side of the formation. So we're just coming up here to one of the more exciting landmarks on the old section, and that is Leek Tunnel. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and walk through the tunnel, and well, I'm going to show you the tunnel, and then we're going to soon we'll start to see what there is to come in the future for this former bit of railway line. So the tunnel's now beckoning in front of us as we go into this cutting. You can see how they've had to blast it out of solid rock to get us through here, and the tunnel is just in front of us. So we're going to go through the tunnel. Just got to walk around this bit here to avoid this muddy puddle. So there's the tunnel, just there in front of us. Not a particularly long tunnel. I don't actually know how long. I don't know if anyone who knows might be able to tell me. It's guess maybe a couple of 100 yards. I expect on those two concrete posts you can just see there was probably a sign saying Leek Tunnel, however many yards long. So we're going to go through it. Haven't done a video for a while where we've gone through a tunnel. The last one I think we did, where we did do an old railway tunnel, and that was a bit unusual, was on the Leek and Manifold Railway, where we did it in a car. So we will do the Leek and Manifold Railway in the future on foot next time, but that was quite fun when we drove through the tunnel in a Lada Riva. But that's a completely different video. I'll have to put a link now for those of you who wonder what on earth I'm talking about. But right now we're just on the outskirts of Leek, and we've just gone through Leek Tunnel again. I've just noticed there's one of these where what probably would have been a sign telling you it was Leek Tunnel and how long it was. See these two concrete posts, I expect that would have said Leek Tunnel and the length. So there it is in front of us, all built out of brick except the stone across the top. You can see as again at this end of the cutting they must have really had to blast it out of solid rock, looking at these rock cuttings to get the line through here. So we're now on the approach to Leekbrook, which is where the Churnet Valley Railway currently terminates. Hopefully, as I said, in the not too distant future you'll be able to travel along here and also walk along here. So I expect no doubt soon we'll be coming here filming their US 160 blasting out of that tunnel. Here comes another clue. See that down there? Not look like much, but some railway sleepers. So you can tell we're coming towards more of what we saw at the former Leek station, where it was almost only to the train died. The only clue was the bridge, that there was ever a railway there. Tunnel's fairly obvious, and you start seeing remains of sleepers. The golf course I mentioned on the other side of the tunnel kind of wraps itself around the tunnel. It's just on a bit of land that kind of juts out in the way of the railway, so it was probably cheaper to give a straighter, faster route to take the railway through the hill than take it around it. If you carry on that way, there is a similar tunnel on the Leek branch of the Caldon Canal, which is something we will also make a few videos of in the future. But now it's really starting to get a bit more exciting, because come here, we found the buffer stop. So we actually have track now. Okay, yes, it's a very overgrown track, but nonetheless it's track. Look, it's a buffer stop. So this is as far south as the rails, as far north and as close as the railway gets to Leek, although as you can see you can't exactly run a train on it, but hopefully all that will change. So we're now coming up to the triangle at Leekbrook, where what happened was, this was sort of, say, a main line, I suppose it's a secondary line, the last of Leek's railways to close. So you could have got a train from Leek up until 1960 down to Uttoxeter. So what we're going to do today, heading in that direction to Stoke. That went in 1965. The line up to Waterhouses closed to passengers in 1935. I think the Leek and Manifold Railway closed even before that, because that Waterhouses was the junction for the Leek and Manifold Railway. But it did carry on open to Caldon Low for freight until well, up until 1988. And I think the Churnet and then the Churnet Valley Railway eventually reopened. So it gets quite interesting here. You can see we've got a path going that way and a path going that way. That is the side of the triangle where, if you go that way, you will come up to go up to Waterhouses, and at the top end of that triangle the Churnet Valley Railway does still run its trains up to Ipstone. So we're staying on the main line. As I said, main line. This is, like I said, this is what the Churnet Valley Railway are open. Whether they will reopen that section as well, I don't know, because that would be quite useful for them, because they could turn locos if they had a triangle. I'm not sure about that one. So there is there track? No, there appears to be no more track. There was that bit of track back up there. There doesn't appear to be any track in this undergrowth, but as we go up here, we now have a palisade fence. So you think, no, well, perhaps we're not going to get any further today. Like I said, this isn't a proper public footpath, it's all permissive paths, which means the landlords are kindly letting people like me come and walk along here, but if they want they can close it. So we got to this palisade fence, but there's a way around it. So go around here, and it sounds people are racing motorbikes up and down the formation. Well, bit of luck when the line reopens, put a stop to that. So there's this bit of fence that's open. It's all really strange around here, but what's quite interesting, I think that's the sewage works down there. We were just there on the other side of the fence. You can see the track is still in the road, double track. So I expect what will happen is, whether it be that one, that side will have trains running. I expect they'll take this up and relay it. But the trains will be running along here. And now we're in the middle of the triangle at Leekbrook. There's more, see that down there, more sleepers. This is where the Churnet Valley Railway will run, and we're now coming to within a stone's throw of where they actually run. So this is Leekbrook Triangle, where hopefully trains will run soon, and it won't become this wilderness it kind of is at the moment. As I said, the sewage works is down there, and there's quite a big lake there. I didn't notice that. That's interesting. See, when I last came down here, it was summer, so leaves are on the trees, so I wouldn't have been able to have seen through there. But now it's autumn, as you can see, most of the leaves have fallen off the trees. A few big hazel leaves still on. Might come down here next September if they're still there and get some hazelnuts. So yeah, I'm going to just take you to where you can see the track on the Churnet Valley Railway before we leave this video, and the next one will probably be from a bit further up the formation towards Stoke-on-Trent. And as I said, we're going to at least record every railway station on the old Leek to Stoke line, and anything interesting, if we find any tunnels like that, then we will. So that is the line that closed in 1956, and hopefully once the Churnet Valley Railway is extended to Leek, they'll extend to Stoke and get Leek back on the national network, because Leek is a town that could really do with a railway station to take you to Stoke and beyond. So as we come along here, sleepers are still intact on the ground. I can see another buffer stop, and it's just up here. So here's the buffer stop. So this is effectively the southern limit of the Churnet Valley Railway. Now, I know no trains are running today, so that's why I wouldn't have done this video if trains were running, but it seems a few people do seem to. As I said, it's a permissive path, so people do come and walk here. Once the railways reopen, they'll still be able to come and walk here, but it will be there'll be a more official path. So that's why I'm currently walking on the railway track. I don't normally go walking about on track, but I know today it's safe to do so. So we're just coming up now to Leekbrook Station. You may have seen my video where I went up to St Edward's Hospital and we had a look at the old, we started at Leekbrook Station at the other end and we walked up to the old hospital. So we come to here now. This is the bridge over the River Churnet. That's the railway line. Churnet Valley Railway's metals officially begin on the other side of that gate, which we'll see in a minute, and that is the line that currently goes up to Ipswich. As you can see, the obvious change in gradient. When you go on a train up there, I haven't done it with steam yet, I did it with the railway's class 33. It worked hard, so when you're going up there on a steam loco, I've seen the videos, it makes a racket and they are working hard. So I'm going to get off, it's a bit slippery, these wooden sleepers. So that's the River Churnet down there. Might as well just quickly have a look. So see the Churnet down there, hence why the railway is called the Churnet Valley Railway. We're just going to carry on up here to Leekbrook Station, or near the station. I'm going to show you what there is to see there, and then I'll leave this video and I'll carry on along the railway to Stoke. So I expect soon there'll be a fence along here and probably this will be cleared. You'll be able to walk along there, you'll be able to film the steam trains. I expect it to be a really pleasant place to come. It'll just make what is a very pleasant walk at the moment that much more pleasant, the fact that you'll be able to watch trains as well. What more could you want? No. So we're just coming to here now. This is the line to Stoke, which is currently out of use, and the line there is what the Churnet Valley Railway's trains up to Caldon Low use. So this line, it's in fairly good condition, so it'd be nice to think they could reopen it. The fact they've actually got track, they could run the occasional train along here towards Stoke-on-Trent. I know we're now walking into the sun, so there's the final thing I wanted to show you before I left this video. So we must have walked about half a mile duration of this video. We've been filming for about 12 minutes, I suppose. Yeah, it'd be about right. The final thing I wanted to show you was Leekbrook Junction signal box, which is a listed building, and the building behind it, that is the new waiting room, which the Churnet Valley Railway has now formally reopened. And you can just see over there Leekbrook Station, the platform, the tunnel's beyond there. The last video I did, I was down at that other gate, and that was when we walked up the hill up there to St Edward's Hospital, which we're not going to do today, but quite a few of you saw that video, and we had some very interesting comments from people who used to work there or knew people who had worked there. So that was that video today. As I said, we're doing this. Our next video will probably be from further up the former railway towards Stoke-on-Trent. So thank you very much for watching from Leekbrook Junction. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.